I used to think people stay stuck because they didn't know what to do. Now, I think a lot of smart people stay stuck because they see too many options. They can see the pros, they can see the cons, they could see the risks. They can see 10 different ways something can go wrong. And because they think through everything, they end up doing nothing. That is something I've done many times in my own life. I've over researched, I've over planned, I've waited until I felt more certain. I told myself I was responsible when really I was avoiding the discomfort of making a decision. And that's what I wanted to talk about today, because I don't think smart people stay stuck because they're lazy. I think smart people often stay stuck because they're trying to make the perfect move. And perfect moves are very hard to find. The first reason smart people stay stuck is because they confuse thinking with progress. Thinking feels productive. Research feels productive. Planning feels productive. Making lists feels productive. Watching videos feels productive. Buying another planner can feel productive as well. And sometimes it is. Planning matters. Preparation matters. But there comes a point where thinking stops helping and starts becoming a place to hide. I've done this. I've had seasons where I was not actually moving forward. I was just reorganizing the same ideas in different notebooks, making another list, changing the system, starting another reset, telling myself that once I had more clarity, I would take action. But the clarity didn't come from thinking. It came from doing. That has been one of the biggest lessons this year for me. Action creates clarity. Not always immediately, not perfectly, but every time you take action, you get information you couldn't get from thinking alone. Starting my YouTube channel taught me this. I could have spent another year thinking about my niche, my branding, my camera setup, my lighting, my thumbnails, my channel description, and my content plan. And honestly, I almost did. But once I started publishing, I learned things I never would have learned from thinking. I learned which videos people clicked with. I learned which topics had traction. I learned what I liked making. I learned what felt flat. And I learned how to edit faster. I learned how to speak on camera. I learned what my message might actually be. None of that came from waiting. It came from publishing. The second reason smart people stay stuck is because they want certainty before they move. And I get this. Certainty feels safe. We want to know that the decision will work. We want to know that we won't waste money. We want to know that people won't judge us. We want to know that the business will succeed. And we want to know that the channel will grow. We want to know that the job change will be worth it. But life rarely gives us that kind of certainty ahead of time. Most of the time, we have to make the next best decision with the information we have at the time. That is uncomfortable, and smart people hate that. Because if you're used to being capable, responsible, thoughtful, prepared, uncertainty can feel like failure. But uncertainty is not failure. Uncertainty is just part of building something new. Third reason smart people stay stuck is perfectionism. And I don't just mean wanting things to be excellent. There's nothing wrong with having standards. I mean the kind of perfectionism that says, if I can't do this perfectly, I shouldn't do it yet. If I can't explain it perfectly, I shouldn't say it yet. If I can't build it perfectly, I shouldn't launch it yet. And if I can't guarantee the outcome, I shouldn't start. That kind of perfectionism can look very responsible from the outside, but underneath, it can keep you frozen. I've definitely seen this myself. I'll tell myself I need a better plan, a better setup, a better routine, a better script, a better system. But sometimes better is just a nicer word for not yet. And not yet can quietly become years. This is the part that scares me, not failing, waiting so long that the opportunity quietly expires. The fourth reason smart people stay stuck is that they overestimate the size of the next step. When you feel stuck, it is very easy to think you need a complete life overhaul, a new career, a new body, a new house, a new identity, a new business, a new planner system, a whole new version of yourself. But most of the time, the next step is much smaller than we think. Send the email, make the call, record the video, go for the walk, apply for the job, clean the desk, choose the planner, declutter one area of your home, publish the thing, have the conversation. A lot of momentum comes from doing the small thing that is right in front of you, not the giant dramatic thing. The fifth reason smart people stay stuck is that they keep collecting information instead of collecting evidence. Information is what you gather before you act. Evidence is what you build after you act. Information says, maybe this could work. Evidence says, here's what happened when I tried. That distinction has become really important for me because if I only collect information, I can stay stuck forever. There's always another video, another book, another course, another opinion, another review, another person who did it differently. But evidence comes from action. If I record the video, I get the evidence. If I try the planner system, I get evidence. If I apply for a job or get out of my comfort zone, I get evidence. If I make an offer, I get evidence. If I change the habit for 7 days, I get evidence. And evidence is what builds confidence. Not just thinking positively, not just telling yourself you can do it. Confidence comes from proof. It comes from seeing yourself follow through. It comes from realizing you can survive imperfect action. So, what do you do if you're smart and stuck? I think the first thing is to stop asking, what is the perfect decision? And start asking, what is the next useful decision? That takes the pressure off. The next useful decision does not have to solve your entire life. It just has to move you forward. The second thing is to set a decision deadline. Not everything deserves unlimited thinking time. Some decisions need 10 minutes, some need a day, some need 1 week. But most decisions do not need to live rent-free in your head for months. The third thing is to make the next step smaller. If the step feels impossible, shrink it. Don't clean the whole house, clear one surface. Don't fix your whole life, take one useful action. Don't figure out your entire YouTube channel, record the next video. And the fourth thing is to separate planning from avoidance. Ask yourself, is this planning helping me take action? Or is this planning helping me delay action? Because planning should create movement. If it only creates more planning, something is off. And the fifth thing is to let action be the teacher. You do not need to have every answer before you begin. You need to have enough of an answer to take the next step. The next step teaches you something. Then you adjust. Then you move again. That is how momentum gets built. So if you're feeling stuck right now, maybe it is not because you are lazy. Maybe it is not because you are incapable. Maybe it is not because you are behind. Maybe you are stuck because you are trying to think your way into certainty before you allow yourself to move. And maybe the way forward is not another month of thinking. Maybe the way forward is one useful decision, one imperfect action, one small piece of evidence, because smart people do not need more information forever. At some point, smart people need movement. And sometimes the smartest thing you can do is stop trying to make the perfect choice and start building evidence that you can move forward.